Born in Napier, played for the Wellington Orcas. Of course, Jesse Bromwich on debut. We're underway with the second half. And it's taken in by Sean Johnson at the back. Wally Hargraves with the football as Australia come around in numbers, 14-6, your scoreline. There is a penalty. A welcome penalty as well.
Penalty to start the match. Of course, Australia starting the second half just with the 12 men. Billy Slater still in the bin. There's a couple of minutes before he'll be back on the football field. 4 on the tackle there from Australia, and just taking too long to get off the Kiwis.
Well, they haven't really profited from his absence as much as they would have liked, the Kiwis. Again, Bromwich. Find out more from Owen Guttenbeil in just a moment. Back it comes now to Adam Blair. They want to just up the tempo a little now, Blair. In fact, the whole Kiwi squad need to up the ante if they really want to make some inroads into this classy and slick Aussie outfit. Back it comes for Pritchard. That's a good carry from Big Frank. Got the arm loose. Tempted to pop the pass too. Fiend delivers up now. This is Johnson. Works it across field. Grabbing. Then picks up on Marshall. Marshall with a staggered run. Out wide they come to Nightingale. And he is forced into touch as well on the third tackle. So New Zealand making errors and driving Nightingale too close to the chalk as Billy Slater is to wait the word from Tom McEwen when he can get back onto the field. About 20 seconds to go.
Disappointing this. I know we've just had an opportunity and we set up and we did get to our play, but then we just shifted the football. Australia had numbers there and they just shelled it over to the sideline. Luke Lewis filling in on the wing, or that far touchline, had Nightingale covered all day. No real threat there. Needed to find the foot with the football, challenge a little bit more. Yes, there was some structure there, but there was no penetration.
Maybe Sean Kenny-Dowell should have just straightened himself and held on to it.
Well, exactly. It was the first time we've seen the two halves from the Kiwis. Johnson and Marshall linking up in a back move. They just went too lateral that time. Now, messages from the sheds. Tim Sheen's, his message to the Australian boys was no one breaks the wall. They've got a call that no one comes through the wall. Also, to keep structure. It's very important that they keep their structure. From Stephen Kearney to the Kiwis, stay in the grind, and we've got to get our kicking game right.
25 metres out, that was one direction. Just took a little shot from and driving all our Kiwi teenage girls into a frenzy. Can't see why myself, but very popular band out from overseas. Australia in possession now with the football, and they're just 5 metres short of halfway. Smith. They're not sure of what to do and intent to just grab a couple of metres forward. Has a go at his teammate too, Bromwich. Back it comes for Cronk, and Adam Blair gently takes him out. A little bit of confusion at the back there, and Josh Hoffman did very well to take the ball.
And he did well because he was under the football and Manu had come across to get himself involved, but he was the dominant player. The fullback takes it if it's on offer. Australia there just had a little bit of indecision with Cameron Smith. It's a fine take.
Well, Manu Vatuvei looks as though he has injured himself too, more than just a bit too, I might add. The big man doesn't go down easy, 112 kg, but things don't look good down there. What's your first take at that, Owen? Owen's away from his position at the moment, just getting some info. He'll be back with us in a tick.
Possibly a lower leg injury. Let's have a look. Gets through the tackle and charges. Uate's the one who swings around the legs there on the ankle. And, well, to be fair, they don't call him the beast for nothing. Look at that. Charges into his work. And just there, I think the hip of Uate and the weight of Uate landing on the ankle.
Gets to his feet. The Kiwis are still with the football. Bromwich, I like his attitude. He could be in a black and white jersey for a long time to come. Billy Slater is back on the field. Full complement, Australia. Now Johnson gets it across to Marshall. Now for Kenny-Dowell with the football pulled down just 12 metres short of the halfway line. Up the play goes SKW.
Nice play the previous one. Tip-ons from the forwards. That's the attack we wanted.
Alex Glenn up Fiend, short side. This is one deep. Poor kick from Nathan Fiend. Well, the Kiwis want to try something different, but their execution is poor at the moment.
Execution in that set of 6 was brilliant. I love the tip-ons from the forwards. It was challenging. It made the Australian defence go lateral. And possibly a hole might have opened up. And then we can't finish it. Now, well, the big polar bear, he stuck his neck out. Someone in the Kiwi jumpers clobbered it.
Alex Glenn. Poor kick from Nathan Feen, though. Sends it down the sideline, but finds its way into touch. So Smith with the ball. We've had our chances, there's no doubt about that. The Kiwi supporters, they can recognise that. 5 minutes gone in the second half. 14-6, the scoreline remains.
And now we'll get a chance to do some more defence.
So Shillington, who plays it back for Smith, finds Cronk. Watno with the football now. Still haven't seen Daly Cherry Evans. Back it comes. So Cronk has an intercept. And it is Sean Johnson. Johnson on the far side of the field. There's no one home at the moment. Johnson will go all the way. We've seen him do it before in the NRL. And tonight we see him do it again in a Trans-Tasman test. Sean Johnson's in to score.
Well, just when you wanted something, who was going to produce it? Australia have passed the ball laterally all game so far. We saw one intercept in the first half, and that was Sean Kenny-Dow, had it passed straight to him. And Sean Johnson, a fine reader of play, watches the ball come to him, sees Cronk. Hodges is the player who gets on the outside, and it's an easy take from him. Then you back the speed. He's got plenty of that as well. Puts in the hard yards early and just cruises at the death.
A magic piece of work from a talented young player. Magic Johnson is the name they'll be calling him now.
He started woohooing about 30 metres out from the try line. But why not when you've got that sort of confidence? But you also need the football brain, and you need the ability to read play, good vision, peripheral vision, and then put yourself in the right spot to possibly take away from the tackle and attack the football. The young kid did it.
Well, Owen Gutenberg couldn't come with a better time for the Kiwis 7 minutes into this second half.
Well, exactly. Go back to the first set of 6 where he looked as if he'd popped his shoulder. There was a whole gasp of breath from the whole crowd here. Sean Johnson stays on the field. He weighed it up perfectly. Like Chook said, he read the play, waited for the pass, the ball to be in flight, and then attacked the ball, and with his pace, went all the way.
Benji Marshall adds the extras. The Kiwis fight back, 14-12.
I like the kick from Marshall as well. It was mid-range for a goal kicker, so it's on your given side. And here, as Cooper Cronk goes, he knew to. He was already chasing after the ball had left his hand. It's a woohoo from Sean. You beauty, he says.
Here's the restart, and that's from Smith to the far side of the field. It's taken in by Vatuvei. He has the ball stripped. And luckily for New Zealand, they will get another chance with it in hand.
There's always something happening when Manu's charging the football up. He seems to be, sometimes trying so hard to get himself into it. Friday it is over the top who dislodges the football. Well, to be fair, wasn't the solidest of carries from Manu either. But anyway, he'll take one.
There's cause for concern sometimes. As Pritchard comes charging forward. Pritchard 5 metres inside the Australian half now. Now New Zealand looking to complete their set as Johnson steers it on the inside. Back on the field is Sam McKendry. Played for New Zealand Māori back in 2006. Short side run. Mannering. Pretty quiet on attack. Mannering now 35 out from the line. What can the Kiwis do now as Johnson growing in confidence? This is up for Marshall. Marshall for Glenn. Glenn straightens.
Good footwork from Glenn.
4 tackles gone. For Marshall, Blair now. Blair and Hannett. Right in front of the post. 20 metres out from the try line. Back it comes for Johnson. Johnson puts it on the toe. It'll be a tap back here for Vatuvai, back for Pritchard. Now Mannering over the top with a big ball. Back it comes now for Hoffman. Hoffman running out of options. There's Mannering going backwards plenty. Still alive. It's with Marshall. Marshall with a grubber kick into the corner and pushing back to cover up as Darius Boyd. Now Slater. And that play, very unpredictable from the Kiwis. It's now with Australia.
A good passage of play. And Marshall puts the grubber in. Would have been so nice just to challenge it back in the air after working one side of the field and then the other. The big alley-oop pass from Mannering. Watmo charges into the Kiwi defence and accommodated. 3 in there.
Watmo slow to his feet. 30 out from his own line. To Hannock. Hannock just short of the 40 now. And into dummy half comes Hodges. He starved of the football somewhat. Justin Hodges. He's a man who likes to get it in his hand. Playing his 12th test. Back for Cronk. He angles it towards touch on the far side of the field, and it's Hoffman who comes up with the football.
Good return.
Hoffman away from one. Taken by Luke Lewis, though. He really racks up the tackles. Here is Nightingale with the football, and from dummy half. Inglis.
Hand it off. Tamo on.
Glenn works dummy half. Sean Kenny Dow, little hop, skip and a jump. 15 short of halfway now. Scud missile as Alex Glenn shows it and straightens. Good run from the Brisbane Bronco, pulled down by his teammate Friday. Looking for a penalty as Pritchard works it. Matulino's back on the field.
Now the Kiwis are playing Kiwi ball. See the tip on there. Matulino now gets up to play it.
With the final. Back to Marshall. Angles it towards touch and allowed to roll into touch 15 metres out. Let's go down to Owen Guttenbeil. Owen.
Yeah, look, some great play from the Kiwis. The thing here is that they're playing the ball in the right area of the football field. They're muscling up when they need to, and they're coming up with the deception, the offloads, the unpredictability down the Australian end of the football field. If they can keep that pressure on, the likes of Pritchard, Alex Glenn, they're having some joy.
The last 2 sets of 6, the Kiwis have got to their kick, and they've been kicked both by Benji Marshall. And Australia filled them straight away here, 15 out from their own line.
Ouch! 28 minutes to go here in the Anzac Test of 2012, and it is locked up nice and tight, just as sports fans would want it. Speaking of sports fans, I'd like to also pass a message of goodwill on to Rosie Gibbons in Middlemore Hospital. And, older rugby league supporters, he's not doing it so well at the moment. Hope you get better soon, Rosie. With the ball as Tamo manages to keep it alive now. Pops it back to Cronk. Back to Slater with the ball, excuse me. Slater. 10 short of halfway, centre field. Smith works first in. Back on the inside, Watmo now. Watmo plays the ball and Smith darts forward through Gallen. Now to Tamo. Keeps it alive for Friday on the far side. Friday trying to get around Pritchard. Comes at Vatuvai and it's Mannering. He gets it from behind and puts him away. 5th and final tackle it is. As it comes for Cronk. This one's got plenty of air on it. Nightingale is underneath it. Nightingale has his eye on it. Nightingale hasn't got the ball yet. The Kiwis come up with it. Desperate effort from Josh Hoffman.
Good work at the back there. Nightingale went up. Hoffman was there to cover. And now there's some work to be done.
Kenny Dow. Hoffman works dummy half. A little high too on Vatuvai. Luke Lewis continues to tackle us way out of trouble. 4th tackle now, and there is a penalty to the Kiwis. 7-4 the penalty count in favour of the Kiwis this evening.
Cameron Smith questioning the decision. Referee Silverwood says you're trying to turn him over in the tackle. Let's have a look at it. Smith gets a good bump. Oh, bump, did I say? Bump there. And Smith just a little bit too much attention over the top for a bump.
I'll tell you, the Kiwis needed that. They were only 20 metres off their line on the 4th tackle. This will give them a helping hand.
Bump could be a new dance move there, DJ. This is Matulino through the middle. Steady and solid. Young Matulino. And his 12th test comes back for Johnson. And again, Pritchard, who had some mongrel and some toughness. No doubt about his attitude in test match footy. Smith. The call comes out as Alex Glenn comes forward. Alex Glenn on the 30 metres. Here comes Isaac Luke. Picks up another 10 metres. Put on his back, though. Good tackle. Back to Marshall. Chases there in black and white jerseys. Akila Uate takes it. Manu Vatuvei comes at him. He's still alive, Uate. But he won't get through Matalino's tackle.
Down there.
Penalty in Australia's favour.
Well, here comes the square up. Penalty's now been dished out. The kick from Benji was nice and high, and Manu gets a little bit of a check as he chases through on it. And then Uate is just about to say, do not let this man run, because boy, can he scoot.
2 points in it, and the Anzac test from Eden Park.
2 balls.
Just on 25 minutes to play. Kangaroos lead by 14-12. There's Tamo. The Kendrick. Matalino combined. Through the middle comes Watmo. Steadies his run.
They love that play up the middle, don't they?
Sure do.
2 in every set of 6. The drop-off on the inside, testing the ruck defence.
Short pass Slater. Out the back door finds Cronk. Cronk with a beautiful ball. Hodges. Hodges for the corner. Inside ball, and it's gone to ground. Well, you heard Josh Hoffman saying before the game that anyone who wants to upset it would be Justin Hodges. And the Brisbane teammates.
He may have blown this, Hodges. He looked as though he was complete. He was going to finish it himself. And then the efforts of the Kiwi defence come into play. And he realises he's not going to get there, and he flicks it back infield. Have a look at this. Great effort and tackle. Brilliant from the fullback. Now, Uate, well, there you go, knocked on. What a magnificent effort. We hadn't seen the full bag of tricks. We talked about Hoffman early on. We wondered where he was defensively. Great shoulder block on him. Got a good piece of his shoulder on him, which shifted the weight towards the sideline. And now he's come up with a try-saver to boot, possibly a match winner as well.
Still some time out from full-time, but certainly it was a gutsy effort from Josh Hoffman. And isn't that uncanny, Owen, that they should both speak, that they wanted to close each other down, and Hoffman does just that on Hodges.
A fantastic cover tackle from Hoffman. Remember, he took a knock in the first half, and they were assessing him at half-time. He's obviously come through the pain barrier, and he's pushing himself. He's a tough character, and he'll love the fact that he took Hodges out there.
A nail-biting test match here in these Trans-Tasman rivals. Scrum set, 10 out from the Kiwi line, 23.5 minutes to play.
Don't you love it sometimes when the defensive plays in the game like that play such a part?
One of the most important tackles Josh Hoffman will make, certainly on debut. It's been acknowledged by all his countrymen, even though he's Mackay born. It's Luke now. Glenn springing the step for the Kiwis. To the 30 they go this time. Smith and Thaiday working hard on D. Isaac Luke again probing with those darting runs from dummy half. That's his 14th run for the Kiwis from the acting half position. Just 6 from Australia. It's Glenn who works it across now for Johnson. Pushes it deep. No problem for Slater. Would have preferred to have kicked away from Billy the Kid. He's cut down to the tackle of Nightingale. Pritchard on the exercycle. Boyd. Few opportunities for Darius. Tamo. Got to respect his attitude. Been willing to take on all and sundry. Couple of metres short of the halfway line. And Smith with a little short ball out to Watmo, who tries to work through the middle again. Back to the skipper. Slater and Cronk to Thaiday on the far side. Up in numbers, Johnson.
Good D from the Kiwis. Johnson over the top.
And Mannering as well. Back to Cronk, so here's a tester. Nightingale lines it up again and does exceptionally well. Nightingale tries to step inside. Boyd is very confident under the high ball.
Not the most threatening set of 6 from Australia, that one. Smith got caught at dummy half a couple of times, and they left it up to Cronk on the right to work an edge with Thaiday.
Adam Blair. Have another look here. Nightingale climbing under plenty of pressure too from Luke Lewis. Vatuvei again comes on, and it's those sorts of runs that can lift the spirits of his teammates. They play the ball a little awkward. Luke climbs aboard Smith and makes it to the 40-metre line. The Kiwis pushing forward. The grubber kick angled towards touch and allowed to go there as well.
Well, you mentioned that play the ball was awkward. It would be awkward for you as well if you had big James Tarmo lying in the road. But anyway, then at the kick at the end of it, Benji Marshall, he absolutely drilled it. Must be preset to want Australia to start with scrums, maybe start with something conventional instead of having Slater pick the ball up, beat 1 or 2 and start on the front foot. So possibly predetermined play.
You've got to wonder what Benji is thinking. Why is he kicking out when he wants to maintain pressure on Australia? A grubber kick to the sidelines, not exactly exerting the pressure needed.
Well, just that the conventional start to the game sees you set up, and Thurston has come out of this a little bit ginger.
Thurston, we've seen that sight many times before, though.
I was just about to say that Jerry Evans is the only player yet to enter the football field, and his entry would be late unless something happens to a half.
There is Thurston on the inside. Dave Taylor back into the fray and immediately makes his presence felt. Hulking physique of Taylor. Gold Coast bound next year. Thurston on the halfway, now with Gallen. Gallen's meterage, nothing like what he's achieving week in and week out with his club side. This time at the back. And running as a block is Vatuvei sensibly too, because Josh Hoffman's steady under the high ball, takes it on the 10-metre line, and now it's time for Vatuvei.
Marvellous skill under the high ball again from Hoffman. He had pressure coming through from Slater as they move it off to the right.
Here is
Smith.
Blair. Been well contained today, Adam Blair, by the Australian defence, as Marshall works acting half and is now Mannering. Who will put the hand up from the Kiwis to punch holes in this defence? Jeremy Smith gets it from Luke. And it's Gallen. Uses the old judo technique to put him away 40 metres out from the Kiwi line. Back now. And it's to Benji Marshall. Angles across to the sideline, but this time a very poor kick.
A disjointed set of 6. Mannering had to come in from the centre position out on the left to take the 4th run. There was nothing doing. They only made 30 metres in the set, and he kicked it from the 40, drilled it straight into touch. Tarmo, he's been starting to stand and get offloads as well. He'll go down this time.
Tarmo's been very good. Danger time for the Kiwis. As Thurston again goes looking. Luke gets him with a shot.
Does he what?
Australia, this is when they're dangerous. Now it's Gallen. There's a little offload too. James Tarmo comes up with the football. Good carry again from Tarmo on debut. 5 metres out from the try line. Australia with the ball. Here comes Smith. Waits it for Gallen. And Gallen wrapped up as though he's in an envelope. They'll play the ball now 5 metres out from the try line. Runners are plenty. Here's Thurston. Thurston away from 1, away from 2, and then passes off the ground. You don't see it often at international level. That's what it looked like from here. Referee says play on. Let's come on back.
Tackle 5.
Well, how long can you lie on the ground before you pass the football? Please.
So, Cronk now. Putting it inside, the ball's gone up and down, and it's Vatuvei comes up with the ball. The Kiwis have possession. Play on, says the referee. 17 to play, 14-12, the score remains.
Well, I'm sure there's a knock on there as well for New Zealand, so maybe tick for tat. Yards needed, and plenty of them. That's tackle 2.
Vatuvei's been called once again. Working hard is Alex Glenn. Back we come for Jesse Bromwich. 5 tackles gone now. Couple of average kicks will lead up to this one. That's sent deep as well. Good long kick too from Sean Johnson.
Not only was the kick a good long one, Sean Johnson got in there and started directing play. 2 tackles before that. He started to hit up, put 1 pass on, and then he stepped up before he kicked the football. So he set that up, 3 plays out. Well done. Uarte with a hop and a skip, but a jump doesn't go anywhere.
25 out. Down to you, Arwen.
Yeah, look, James Tarmo's just come off the field. You mentioned that he was doing some good stuff, but as did Sean Johnson, exactly. The kick bound space, they were able to get a good chase down here. Now they're going to sustain pressure.
Here's David Taylor. Sean Kinney down, Adam Blair forced to put on a good defensive effort. Ben Hennett, 40 out for the try line, Australia. Smith. Here's Thurston. Puts the kick in, trying to get them in behind Vative. It'll be a restart of the 20. No problems there for Kiwi supporters. They'll be happy with that.
Well, they'll be happy with that. They've been tested all right, though. What about the coal train starting to run on the left here? Big Dave Taylor. Defensive efforts on this edge are really, really tested on the right for the Kiwis. And then they go back down the other side. And Manu lets it go dead. Hoffman makes a good 10. Isaac Luke a bit slow to dummy half. Nightingale, the winger, will come in and lend a hand. Takes a good run and gets another 10. No good yards. 2 of 10.
10 short of the halfway as Nightingale gets up for Luke. Now to Bromwich. Bit of a roll on here for the Kiwis. Offload back on the inside. Hoffman. Hoffman's got a runner. That runner is Nightingale. He's away from 1. Looking to outstep or get away from Watmo, who comes at it again. 8 metres from the try line now. Nightingale. It's Luke out of dummy half. Luke still holds the ball. Luke still standing. Pops it up the back. It's Nightingale again. Across now to Alex Glenn. Glenn looking. Is there a runner on the inside? He takes the tackle. Kiwis on the hunt for a try which will take them to the lead. Across it comes for Bromwich. Start, loses the football as he's flung to ground. Play on, will say the referee, because I'm sure Dave Taylor's come up with it.
We had the weirdest structure here in play for the Kiwis. The bust was brilliant. There was an offload in it from Bromwich, who found Hoffman, and he scooted through. And then looming up in support was the winger and Nightingale, who got out of the tackle of Slater and started heading back towards the post. Thurston comes across, as does Watmo, and then it changed. And as they move the ball across here, Bromwich, well, one-on-one with Taylor, who's got a mid on the ball and gives it a bit of a flick, so that's fair. But we had Jeremy Smith and Adam Blair standing out on the touchline here on the right-hand side with their hands in there as if it was going to be a kick.
Australia get the scrum feed on the 10 metres. Back to Inglis. Around Sean Kenny Dow goes Inglis. And it's Marshall who buries GI.
Well done, Benji Marshall.
It's a couple of metres in from touch. On the 30 metres, back it comes now for David Taylor. He's up to play it and working on the inside. It's Watmo with the football. Watmo, of course, picking up a premiership ring with Manly Warringah last year as the Australian team work wide, trying to link up with Hodges. He manages to get the ball away now for Slater. Slater trying to get around Manu, manages to get the ball to Uarte, and he's closed down by Mannering and also by Jeremy Smith on the far side of the field. Australia coming back at the Kiwis now. This is Thurston. Beautiful ball for Taylor. Taylor looks to get away, pops the pass, it's Blair, and then they get the ball back. Play on, says the referee. Surely not. Come on back, says referee Richard Silverwood. Adam Blair.
No advances, mate.
Keep the ball alive, really. Possession is everything with 12.5 to play.
The width was tested again, and the coal train comes up. Marshall just grabs him, and then I thought Blair, well, he actually ended up flicking that ball to Bromwich. I thought he might have taken the slips catch himself and been quite happy to go to ground with it. So now, New Zealand really under the pump. 10 out, Australia with possession.
Here we go. Let's go. Okay, mate. Let's go now.
I'm sure the crowd have enjoyed this. All the stats
Back on.
reading equal or thereabouts as it's taken from the scrum base from Smith. Now an inside ball. Thurston. Back it comes to Luke Lewis. And Lewis is put away right in front of the post. 12 metres from the try line. Now with Smith. Heads left. There's Cronk. Cronk, beautiful half volley pick up two from Inglis. Under pressure from Sean Kenny-Dow. Quick play the ball, Inglis. Across now for Cronk. Now Gallen. Gallen will look to free his arms as well. And Gallen, desperate to get the ball away, has that opportunity denied. Here is Smith. Now Thurston under pressure. Slater as well. Slater and Glenn do battle. And Glenn makes the tackle 10 metres from the try line. Across now for Thurston. Thurston inside for Gallen. He stands, will look to pop. Manages to get the pass away. It is Smith to Slater. Numbers on the far side. This is Hodges. Inside ball. And a charge at the line for the number 7 Cronk. Still with it. And this is Smith. Smith climbing over the top of Jeremy Smith. I think they might go upstairs and have a look at this one. First glance, it's looked as though Cameron Smith got the ball down. Your thoughts, DJ?
I was about to say, I don't know how New Zealand's held Australia out here before this play came about. Cameron Smith went to the little grubber kick. The body language of the Australians will tell you they believe he's finally got it down. So on the last play, he grubbers through, is good enough to have it rebound back into his own hands, and then a dummy which fools one but doesn't fool Smith, and then twisting and turning, and he's held up there, but I think he's got a second effort in it, which will see a try be scored. Desperate defence was going all the way of the Kiwis, and then the captain of Australia delivers a blow that New Zealand's going to hurt or feel right through the heart. There it is. You say it. I don't want to say it, Dale.
That's okay. Look, he's one of the best players in the world, Cameron Smith. Not too many hookers could have pulled that one off. And he is in to score after some sustained pressure from Australia. And Cameron Smith is in to score despite the efforts of the Kiwi defenders. You don't get the Origin Player of the Year last year and the International Player of the Year without having a wonderful array of skills. And we've seen them all to good effect here from Cameron Smith. Cooper Cronk was held out with a desperate tackle. Again, Josh Hoffman.
There was marvellous defence on this side of the field. When Hodges came back in field looking for runners, there was plenty queuing up. And in a way, it took a bit of a second effort. One with the kick and the feed for the ball through the line. And then the second effort with a bit of a shove from one of his teammates to put the ball down.
Jonathan Thurston looking to add the extras. 18-12 with just under 10 minutes to play. The Kiwis have had their chances. So Jonathan Thurston looking to add the extras to the Cameron Smith try. Thurston looks for two. And he makes no mistake. But Cameron Smith in to score as Tim Sheens looks on. The job's only half done, says Tim Sheens. This is the young man who turned up at Melbourne Storm's offices when he was a 17-year-old back in the year 2000. It has grown in stature and abilities to now be one of the world's leading rugby league players. So Benji Marshall gets the Kiwis underway. They're looking at an 8-point deficit. We're just on 9 minutes to play here in the Anzac Test for 2012. As Gallen takes the ball forward. Tries to the Kiwis through Sean Johnson, also Isaac Luke. Australia again have been relentless in defence, have been under pressure at times. They're chock-a-block full of talent, including this man Taylor. So it will take something really quite special for the Kiwis to snatch this victory from the Australians. Here is Watmo with the football. Takes it just 5 or 6 metres into New Zealand's half. And Smith works Hannon down the right edge. Blair and Pritchard combined to make the tackle. On to the 30 now. Fifth and final tackle it is for Australia. Comes to Cronk. And they test her at the back once again. Looking to be driven back into the in goal. The referee will penalise Australia here, as Vatuvei did in fact come down in the field of play and he was driven back. Referee Silverwood won't tolerate it, so an opportunity for the Kiwis to kick the touch on the far side of the field. Down to you, Owen. Plenty of disappointment there, Owen, with the try scored by Cameron Smith.
Yeah, exactly. Look, the Kiwis have been scrambling well in defence. There's so much strike power right across this Australian side that sooner or later someone's going to score. It's how the Kiwis react now. There's still plenty of time for them to come back in this game. They've just got to get down the other end of the field, and they need a special play, maybe from someone like Johnson.
And he has a little look about, as Luke now does likewise. For a 10-metre gain, 8 metres short of the halfway. Hoffman works the acting half roll. And will step up. Jeremy Smith finds Adam Blair trying to bust through the middle of Taylor and also Thurston. Blair now plays the ball and it's across to Marshall. Simon Mannering on the far side. But maybe delivered a little earlier than necessary. As Vatuvei finds himself on the 20 metres. Back it comes for Johnson. This is the crossfield bomb that many have been waiting for. Plenty of numbers here. The bounce important, and it's a tap back for Slater. Under the post we go.
Darius Boy claiming he's been taken out of play here and wasn't given a fair shot at the football. And the English referee has gone upstairs to clarify his ruling. But plenty of yards on offer now for the Kiwi attack after they delivered it pretty much down the left-hand side with Manu Vatuvei coming in and setting it up. So here's the kick, plenty of height on it. Kenny Dow, the furthermost Kiwi forward, charges into it. Nightingale's been safe as a house under the high ball today, and he sort of goes in and, well, they did touch Nightingale on Boyd, but to be fair, it'd be Hollywood, wouldn't he? Slater comes in and delivers the blow out the back.
Well, you'd have to think so. Dustin Hoffman would be pretty impressed by that, I would think.
It's a part of the game where Australia's had more numbers contesting the ball throughout the game, and the Kiwis have only done it on a handful of times. No try. We realise that. That was a given.
6 minutes to play. And the Kiwis are down by 8. Something special needs to be conjured up here by the black and white jerseys as McKendry works it. Here's Pritchard now. On to Bromwich. Bromwich to the 22. Tackle 2. So Luke looking around. Finds Smith, and on the inside Blair. Cameron Smith makes the tackle on Adam Blair. He'll play it on the 10 metres now. Kiwis through Johnson. Johnson has a look, turns it on the inside. Back to Luke. Luke looking to combine with Johnson, instead goes to ground. He's 6 metres away from the try line now. Kiwis with the football. It's Mannering. Now Pritchard. Pritchard launches at the defence. Gets his arm free, but just couldn't pop the pass. Back it comes. This is Johnson. And a ball out wide there for Vatuvei. Set back on the inside and bundled into touch. Kiwis feed. That's the thought as Cronk gets bundled into touch on the far side.
What I like here is a cool, calm approach of just wanting to go back and put the ball up in the air to contest it from Johnson, realising he had plenty of time. And then he had to have the ball right on the spot. The execution was perfect. Manu comes down, realises he's going out. Grabbed there by Cronk, covering up plenty of green and gold jumpers there, dare I say. The flag, well, it's part of the corner flag, but he certainly delivers the ball before the back end of Manu touches it.
Remember, it's been more than a decade since New Zealand have beaten Australia at home. This, the 123rd Test match between these two proud rugby league nations, as young Shaun Johnson on debut feeds for the New Zealand Kiwis. And it comes from Marshall. Marshall with a difficult ball. Sean Kenny-Dowell does very well to get in and take it. He'll get up and play it. First tackle. Marshall, back to Glenn. Hannon and also Smith. Smith has been wonderful today. 47 tackles from the skipper. Here is Luke again, probing and looking to sneak his way through. Comes at Watmo, gets the ball out the back, it's Glenn again. And he makes tackle. Number 49, yes, you guessed it, Cameron Smith. What a player. Marshall, cut out ball, played into the end goal. Kiwis did very, very well.
No, he's out. He's out. No,
In fact, I thought the Kiwis had done really well. It's the Australian fullback who has done really well to get back into the field of play. Some desperation now for the Kiwis as they look at the clock. 3.5 minutes to play.
They had composure to get themselves a repeat set, and then they chanced their arm on the second play where they had to score. The pass was a shocker to Nightingale, who played it soccer style into the in-goal area, and they try and come up with the goods, but Slater does his best just to promote the football into the field of play, and then a penalty's given. So that's a game, you would imagine, which is disappointing from the Kiwis' point of view, because they really were finding something in the last 15 minutes.
Well, as we are forced to do on many occasions, you must take your hat off to the professionalism displayed by the Australian side, even when under the pressure, under the microscope. They have just been a fantastic squad over the years as Friday takes the ball forward. Some frustration here for the Kiwis. Managing just the 2 tries. Johnson the intercept. Luke, a close range effort.
Johnson was sweating on another intercept there too, if Cronk had thrown that ball.
Here is Thurston. Hoffman has been very good too for the Kiwis, and Australia come up in numbers and shut them down in the end goal. Once again proving that even though there have been big gulfs between the two nations over the years, this gulf is starting to get closer. We're looking at 8-point ball game here. Could have gone either way. 14-6 at the half-time break. Australia, well, the cream rises to the top. 2012 with 2 to play. A short kickoff from the Kiwis, looking to just create something out of nothing. This man's played strong too, Luke Lewis. Smith, Thaiday. Gallen on the spin, loses the football, Gallen. Cameron Smith comes to clean up, but the Kiwis will get the scrum feed. Obviously, the clock is working against him now, though, DJ.
Yes. A minute and a half in this match remaining. Gully Cherry Evans still sitting with a nice clean jumper on the bench. Jumper 14, yet to enter the fray. Australia. Marvellous set of 6. I mean, they come off their own end when Billy Slater just promoted the ball in the field of play. They trapped Hoffman at the other end of the football field in the end goal.
Let's go.
The disappointment on the faces of the Kiwi supporters and players quite obvious. They can take some comfort in the fact that they are the New Zealand team still world champions until the World Cup is played next year. Happy faces on the Australian bench. Alex Glenn has tried hard today. Limited preparation. It's been a real ding-dong, a real test match, has it not? Ball's lost on the far side and snaffled upon by Hoffman. He can keep his head held high. He's played real strong.
He's had a marvellous game in attack and defence.
Jeremy Smith, the warhorse of New Zealand Rugby League, comes back to Marshall. This is when he sometimes produces the bits of magic he is famous for. Marshall cutting across field and Cooper Cronk deciding to come out of the line and make the tackle. 43 seconds to play. It's been a fine test match. Both teams have had plenty of chances. It's the Australians who come away the better on the scoreboard. Both packs deserve credit. Both teams have played strong.
Sean Johnson, the man on screen, has actually fitted into test football like he's never ever missed it. Like he's played it all his life. His last touch of the football there, just one he wouldn't want back as the ball slips out of his hands, but the game is over.
Ben Hannant getting the congratulations of the Australian team. For our viewers in Australia and indeed in Great Britain, Hope you've enjoyed the action here from Eden Park. But in the Anzac Test of 2012, it is Australia who come away the victors. They win here at Eden Park. In the 123rd meeting of these two proud rugby league nations, the Kangaroos beat the Kiwis by 20-12. There's the congratulations coming in from each other for the Australian team. Some disappointment for the New Zealanders. But, of course, we've come to expect close and tight tussles here between both teams. Josh Hoffman played a brilliant game at his